All right, so we back at it. We back at it, man. Like I'm starting off. Uh, it, I don't care if a lot of people come in here or not. Like I said, I ain't gonna be on here long. This trolling stuff, man, is at an all time high, bro. Like literally, trolling is at all time high. Like you're trolling just for kicks and giggles. Hey, say it then. Let me know so I can drop off the panel. I ain't trying to get into all the little beefing, keep whatever stuff you got going on with yourself. To yourself, man. Look, I ain't got to be a part of your struggle. I ain't got to be a part of your argument. I ain't got to be a part of none of that stuff. Like, if you want to fight, come on YouTube to fight. But go pick fight with the people that want to fight. I don't want to fight. I ain't here to fight you. I ain't here to come at you. I'm here to just talk, have dialogue. I was just talking to my wife. I was like, this lady just kind of, pushed me the wrong way. The whole time I could have went in on her because she had that energy. But I was like, man, if I go in, what, what good is it worth? Because I ain't done nothing. Like that's her. She having her little issue where she wanna, I guess, go at the world. Like she was going at me hard too, and I'm like, talking about I'm mad outside the community, and I don't know how to treat kids, and I'm just like, man, what is all this stuff coming from? Like, the conversation was actually a genuine conversation, talking about how parents need to take care of their kids, and she went left because we were just pointing out the issue. A lot of parents don't really take care of their kids like that. I mean, hey, I don't know. Like they say, when it touches close to home, people get mad. You know, say the least. But when it come down to it, when nobody going at her, when nobody trying to, put her in a situation, we were just basically talking, having conversation. The issue is if you don't take care of your kids, say it then. I told her, I say, look, my son is in tutoring. I got both my kids in tutoring. They got tutoring just because if you want to be smart, you got to give your kids the upper edge. You can't just sit here and rely on the school system to teach them because they not. They not going to teach them. It's in a lot of people's best interest to teach your kids outside of that school. You know, and the issue at hand. Okay, let me see. Can y'all still hear me? My issue on my phone. Yeah, can y'all still hear me? So basically, like the issue at hand, man, we always have issue with our kids in the school system. But how many people actually taking the initiative to teach their kids at home? You know, do a little extra. I always bought my kids books for reading, bought it for learning the ABCs, and it don't stop there. I have books for them for their math now. I have them reading books. You know, all this stuff because the teacher's only going to teach so much, and the rest of it is basically up to the parents. We can leave it in the school hand and say the school, is supposed to teach our kids everything, but when it come down to it, we got to be the ones educating our kids. If we have a meeting with the school saying that our kids is reading at a low level, teacher's only going to teach so much. If your child's not willing to learn, that child's not. I mean, the teacher's not willing to teach, and in the end, it's up to you. You as the parent, you got to be the one to set that standard to say, well, my child ain't learning. I got to go put him in a different school, or I got to teach him at home. Technically speaking, a lot of us don't have time to teach our kids at home, and I get that. But you can get like me, get a tutor. You can have teachers see if they can help them with a little bit after school, but it all pending on you taking that initiative and making your kids get out here and learn, because I tell my son, I say, I graduated school. Now it's your turn, you know. And a lot of times, parents don't want to have these hard conversations with their kids. They don't want their kids looking at them a different way because in the end, the kid is the best friend. I tell my kids straight up and all the time, I'm not your friend. So let's get that understood first and foremost before we have any situation. I'm not your friend. I'm your dad, and then we go forward from there. A lot of times these kids, they want to sit here and be buddy buddy with you because you put them in that mode. You put them as your best friend. So that's why they look at you seemingly just as another friend. So when you get disrespected, they don't think none of it. You my friend. I can talk to you like this. And that's not the case. All the little noise. Sorry about that. Got a little noise, but basically, I mean, that's the whole thing. Kids will do what you allow. And if you allow your kids to talk to you crazy, they gonna talk to you crazy. You know, as parents, we need the ones to be the ones to set the example for our kids. We need to teach our kids some manners. School don't supposed to be teaching your kids no manners. That stuff you supposed to be teaching at home. I wouldn't rely on the school, but for anything, and that's just that paperwork that they give my kids to actually graduate. Other than that, if my kid doesn't learn in life, that's on me. I teach them some things at home, and the rest they go to school. You know, and there's certain things that parents can't teach their kids. That's why school is important. They need to learn how to socialize and be around other kids. Homeschooling is always a good thing, but when it gets to a point, if you don't have the time or the resources to make things happen, you got to find other options. And that's an option in which a lot of people don't have. So they have to take that next step in trying to work, you know. And a lot of times, like I say, man, just trolling on here, man. Now, like me just talking to my wife about this, I'm like, yeah, you right. We had this conversation before. I'm like, a lot of times the message gets through to who it needs to or who it wants to. But other than that, like, dude, I'm not on here to argue with, adults about adult decision making. You're an adult. Make a decision as an adult and let it be. Don't sit here and try to run in my face because, you had some issues or, you have some issues in the family going on and you want to try to take it out on me. I'm good because I ain't going to allow you. I'd rather step down from the panel. I speak my piece and move on. One thing you ain't gonna do is silence me, but at the same time, I'm gonna speak my little piece and get on because most of the time we have issues. We have issues with a lot of people. You know, they want to be bullies, and I did promotion. I get it. You know, you fight with me, I fight with you. We keep going back and forth. In the end, the dialogue brings views. The dialogue brings so many people over to try to see what's going on, who else is going to be a part of it, who else is going to say something, and in return, it's a back and forth all the time. To whoever wants to back down, then the other person might be the victor, or whoever. I don't got time for that. Like I said, take that over there to the beef section. That's what they good for. That's what they do. A lot of the dudes, they want to act like they know everything. They try to, want to sun me. Go ahead, you can sun me. You can say what you want, all this stuff or whatever. Yeah, yeah, this and yeah, yeah, that, because the proof's in the pudding. I tell a lot of dudes when I talk to them behind the scenes and on the platform, I was like, dude, I stand the test of time. A lot of these guys complaining about women and stuff like that or having situations with women, it's the women you pick. easily said. It's the women you pick. Same thing with the women. Women complaining about these guys being this way and they horrible guys. You pick them. Nobody. I'm yet to see many arranged marriages in America. So when guys are saying this about these women, hey, if you ain't generally did your so-called background or tried to vet this woman to the best of your knowledge, because I mean I get it, people change up. That's one of the big things I always talk about, people changing up. They will sit here one day and be the most awesomest person, because one thing I was looking at this lady and she was saying, and it was so true. She said she never tell nobody what that she want out of a relationship. And the reason why she says that is because simply kept, she said, you'll mimic what I want. And a lot of people they do that. You say you want a nice, wholesome girl that can cook and clean. That woman is cooking, cleaning off the rip, doing everything. You want a nice man that pay bills, respect, love his mother. He's doing all that stuff in front of you because that's what you want. Then once he gets you, he ain't gotta do that no more because he gave you what you wanted. Now it's up to you to find your peace and happiness within him, or if you want to leave and go through somebody else because they got what they wanted. That situation is done with them. So it's more of a crazy point to where we want to always go at each other and have these real so-called hardcore issues. Like I don't even get it. Like why go after certain people when you ain't got to? Like I said, I ain't got no problem with nobody. I ain't beefing nobody. I just want to literally talk to you. I move because eventually a lot of times people show themselves. In this space, they will truly show themselves. They come off as a cool person. Give them a while. Let them fester up. Let a little issue come about. They'll show themselves. They'll show you what they made of. They'll show the test of time always prevails, man. When it come down to it, like sometimes I might see somebody that's a cool person. I don't say nothing to him. I don't deal with him. Oh man, he think he better than people. There it goes. Hey, I thought you was a cool person. Like I didn't say nothing just to see what you was gonna say, to see how you was gonna react. You proved yourself. A lot of times on panels, the need to be right. So many men I talk to with the need to be right, it kills me, dude. You're not right 100%. Like just cut it out. Like you're perfect. You're right about everything, dude. No one, not even Jesus who walked the earth was perfect. You grow into things, you better your life, and that's all it is. Other than that, man, you trying to, be this holier than thou, or you trying to cut people down. Like I said, a lot of times some people try to pull me into these beefs, and I see it coming. I just let it go. I don't even argue with my wife. I told y'all, if I argue with my wife like that, what made me think I'm gonna speak my piece on a panel? That's it. Poof, gone. I ain't gotta talk to no more. I ain't gotta deal with you. There's been plenty of dudes who I quarterbacked them. As soon as I got on the panel, I seen them on there, didn't even speak. Speak to everybody but that person. We have our dialogue, conversation, and I jump off. A lot of people dug them holes and I let them lay in it. I'm not helping you out. You know, like my aunt say, she wouldn't even shit in a man's mouth to win a stink breath contest. And I was like, dang, that's deep. But then I get it. She won't even help you be bad. She won't even help you smell bad or be worse than life. Like that's cold. Like most of the time when you beefing with somebody, you want the worst for them. And I'm like, dude, my aunt cold, she cut hard. And I just sitting there listening to a lot of the situation with a lot of people. I'm like, man, I don't even got time for this, dude. Like a lot of channels, man. I'm like, dude, what are we even doing over here? Like, what is the conversation really about? Because you mad with a woman that you can't get with, and let's keep it a buck, understood. If you're begging for attention for a woman, why? She don't want no dealing with you. Why deal with her? Go after the woman that likes you, or go after the woman that you can try to get with. Why go after the woman that says she don't want you, she don't want to be with you? Same thing for the women. You chasing these dudes with money, you get what you get. I say that all the time. All this stuff about having a high value man, Kevin already said it best. Men with money have options. So if you're dating or dealing with a man that has options, you can't be mad at the results when he give it to you. Because why? He has options. So hey, it just is what it is. You know, having that understanding about what are we really doing and what type of relationship we really having is more or less focusing on, you know, what are you bringing to the table type deal. You know, if the man pays the bills, like a lot of people don't like the setup of the situation, but you like your best interest of your outcome. You know, I hear so many arguments and all this bull crap online. I'm just like, but I don't have to deal with that. My wife all the time. I sit there and laugh when I let her hear or talk to her about certain things. You know, the number one thing she always say, "That's not my life." She say, "I can't relate to it." When I be showing her like, "Look at this girl in this video, the way how she did this and did that." She said, "That's crazy." She said, I can't relate to that." That's the number one thing she always just tell me. She can't relate to the stuff. You know, women spazzing out and throwing stuff. She can't relate to it. You know, when she hears stuff about these dudes going ham on women, she was like, it makes no sense. Just leave. And you know, we talk about little stuff every now and then to just build on things in our relationship. And I'm like, dude, if we ever have a situation where I gotta go, I don't I'm not trying to have all this back and forth. I'm not trying to fight you. Like, look, I make money. I can get anything that I let go in a marriage, I can get it back. Like that's what money's for, right? And a lot of guys, you know, we say we the protectors and the providers. We provide. I don't pay all the bills in my house. You can call me 50-50 dude or whatever. Like I don't understand. Like the times have changed. You need two in the household to work. You need two literally in the household to work. And most guys who can make that money, cool. If your woman stays home, you can let her stay home, cool. But if she not home, ain't no way in the world I'm gonna let my wife have about $3,000 a month to the side, just like she like even 6,000, whatever she makes every pay period or something like that, and she just holding on to the money, and then all of a sudden when your wife leaves, man, I'm a good dude, I provide, I do everything. I'm man, I gave her she took that money and invested and flipped it. That hey, that's what she did. You let her do that. Like I don't understand a lot of these guys complaining about issues like that, and it's free range. Like the money should be constructed to do something better. Put it towards a business. Put it towards y'all vacations or something like that. I don't know. Like it's just me. I don't know. I was raised different, born different. You know, even situation where I be talking about life insurance. I'm like a lot of people don't get it. You want to troll me or have arguing with me. I'm like the I'm like the life insurance and self awareness guy. You know, knowledge of self. I always say. Why am I sitting up here having issues with people that don't have knowledge of self? How can you help our people and you can't even help yourself? How can we do better for the community when you can't even do better in your own house? You know, and let me address this issue too. The way you talk to people, the way you come off on people, that lets me know what type of person you are. You get put in this category. The whole thing about being strong, you can't handle a woman like this. Why do I have to handle somebody I'm not, dealing with her? Like literally, I could just be disrespectful like a mug if I want to, or having an issue when people come on the panel I don't want to talk to. I just drop down. Oh, look at him run. Yep, sure is. You make all the content about me running, but at the same time, I don't have to take the disrespect. I don't have to deal with a lot of this stuff. That's why I just speak my piece and don't even argue with you because you look like the fool. I always say this with my wife. I says, when it come down to it, if two people, going at each other, they're arguing. If one person is sitting there yelling while the other person not, you look like the fool. So what more can I say? I mean, you look foolish by sitting here trying to argue with me, and I'm not arguing back. I'm just looking at you quiet. It makes you look like the fool. I'm back. I'm back. Sit here. Phone had dropped. But like I said, say the least, man. When it come down to it, it's a lot of petty stuff in this space. It's a lot of petty stuff with people. I don't even play with my kids like that. Why am I play with you? I mean, real talk. I don't play with my kids, so why should I play with you? Like, I'll literally sit here, deal with some things to a degree, but other than that, man, if it ain't about it, I'm not. I'm not studying people. I'm not fooling with you. I'm not with this mess. I'm not with this back and forth. I'm not with this fighting or not with this arguing, trying to, you know, throw shots and darts at each other. You know, man, I'm just on here trying to always, like I say, get the information. You got some people, man, they literally don't know basic information. And it's basic stuff. It's not like me telling people about buying a house, giving you some type of advice about buying a house. You doing the research. Hey, go down there if you want to. Tell them people that, I told you about buying a house, gave you some bad information, blah, 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 this and all that stuff. It's gonna affect you. Because first thing they're gonna say is what credentials does this man have for you to listen to him? You know, the guy told you his opinion. Did he tell you to research, or did you even research and look yourself? That's why I don't understand. Like most of these cases stick like that. People trying to sue people online they don't know, not invested in, but he gave me advice on something and I thought it was pretty good and gold solid. So I went with his advice and I lost everything. So you mean to tell me just because you meet a guy online, you're gonna take all your money and invest whatever he tells you to? Hey, pretty good. You're a winner in my book because otherwise, I'm not dealing with it. If you got something to say, let me know. And if I think it's okay, I'm gonna research it, look it up. I might roll with it. Other than that, man, I'll be a fool to sit here and deal with anything that you got to say, and you ain't got nothing backing it, nothing showing me that it's proven, nothing showing me or indicating that you rich. Because, far as I know, a lot of people who I've grown to talk to and know online are pretty decent. The others, you can tell the cap within most dudes. The way you talk to other women online, I know you don't really talk to women like that in real life. It's the way you talk online. It's a level of disrespect. It's a level of peaking in your voice, the way you come out. You don't do that in real life. Majority of dudes that do that in real life, you fired. Ramil was talking about this earlier. He was, laughing because some guy on the panel said some young guys was talking about red pill at the job with some women, and Ramil was like, "Yeah, you smart. You did the right thing. You didn't speak on none of that. You didn't tell the guys none of it. You just let them talk. Yeah, they about to get fired. You about to get a raise because they about to lose their job. And I was laughing because I'm like, it's so true. Like a lot of these guys sit up here talk like that. You're not talking like that at your job, man. You get fired. You're not, in these spaces the way you talk. Even with a lot of the women, they talk reckless like that. That's why he ain't got no man. Honestly speaking, what man is gonna put up with all that reckless stuff that you saying to him? Me being a man, I'm cordial. I can talk with you. I can deal with you. But once you start going reckless, disrespectful, why do I have to take that? I ain't gotta take that. I ain't gotta deal with that. I'm ghost. I'm gone. But at the same time, a lot of people develop this whole notion that a man should take a woman yelling at him because that's a strong man. He can take what? I don't have to take that. Take that. Why should I? You know, a lot of times we'll have situations to where, and shout out to people in the chat. I'm just moving around so I can't really see. A lot of times we have these arguments on panels, and I'm like, for no reason. Like, what's up with the troll? Just because this dude says something you don't like, oh, I'm finna go at him. Then you tag team. Oh, got a homeboy on here. He with this like I am. So we both finna get him now. Yeah. Yeah, we finna roll on him. We finna get him. For what? Just because he don't agree with you, your stance on abortion, just because he don't agree with you, your stance on women. Like I said, I've been married for all these years. When I hear you guys talking crap about women and ain't no good women out here, I'm like, oh, you different. I keep hearing this all the time. How am I different from man and woman with kids that y'all say is wrong? How am I different from being married to that woman going on 16 in October to be 17 years after that? Like we have a good relationship. I heard somebody tell me, "Hey man, you like, I pray for your wife. Hey, pray, go ahead. That's all blessings. As long as it's good, because anything bad, it ain't coming around here." But at the same time, I'm looking like, bruh, like our communication is so shot. Just because you and your feelings and you got situations the way you don't like what I say, now it's the opportune time to come at me or go hard in the paint for what? I mean, I like I said, I did promotion. If you're trying to look for a back and forth with me so you can promote your channel, it's not gonna happen. If you looking for a way to boost something to views, go you can do a whole panel about me. I was on one panel and uh somebody was going in about me. I was laughing. I was laughing like one dude. I honestly, what's his name? James Kidd. Me and James Kidd. That's the only name I'm gonna drop. Me and James Kidd had our little issue. Man, honestly, Gold P taught me out of some stuff. But me and James Kidd had our little issue. But at the same time, I was like, I don't even know James. Like, why is James going hard at me? And then the crazy part is, this is how the situation with me and James. He tried to come at me about some stuff that I said about her baby daddy. And he literally was listening too hard, didn't know what he was saying. And I laughed it out. That's when I really started saying, like, dang, it's no shot to me and James. Me and James cool. He's not even trying to bring up or hash out old stuff and stuff like that. Me and James cool. But it was just a point that he was trying to bring up something I said about her baby daddy. And he generally thought I was saying that I was dealing with women like that. But I was referring to her baby daddy. And he looked at her like, "Oh yeah, that's your wife. She did." No, I was just telling about the type of chicks that but my wife, baby daddy deal with. But I let him run with it, cause then I started realizing, like, man, clicks and views, the trolling, all this stuff to advertise. Like I said, I did promotion. I even told me and Kane was talking. Kane was like, man, we could start a beef, me and you, Gold P, all three of us have a three-way beef. Get up, Gold P goes every morning so we can go at each other all like for about a whole month. Then in the end, all people doing is viewing our channel, subbing to us. to try to figure out like which channel's the best and who's gonna keep the beef going. Then in the end, we'll just come out and say, man, we all cool with each other. We're just trying to see how many subs we can get from y'all. Everybody be like, oh man, but then you be like, oh, it was epic. Remember when he said this? Remember when he said that? Like the whole thing now. The crazy part, I've been listening to some panels, you know, and what's the SBE thing? Shame, blaming, and Spain. Now they got something called Mass Men Against Shaming Keisha. And I'm like, dude, like the SBE thing would have died already if a lot of guys would have just let it be where it was. Like they saying it wasn't gonna catch on. It technically caught on, but the more you keep addressing it, the more you keep adding gas on the fire. That's why I laugh at a lot of this stuff, man. Like I said, dude, I'm cool with guys in the manosphere. I'm cool with guys out the manosphere. Hey, I've been over there kicking it with those guys. Like I said, I'm not gonna diss. Hey, a lot of them got some viewpoints that's kind of heinous and crazy. But hey, that's them. That's not me. I'm not a part of that. You know, I'm over there listening, and we have our conversations. Everybody has an opinion. I'm not gonna knock somebody for their opinion because I don't like it. That's your opinion. That's what you like. That's what you used to. Cool. Like, even the situation with other people in their channels. It's a lot of crazy channels I go to and hear some of the crazy stuff. You think I'm finna run down on these people because they spewing stuff I don't like or they saying stuff that going against the men? I'm listening to you. I'm like, okay, you digging yourself a ditch. The proof is in the pudding. And the thing that amazes me the most, a lot of people who go at a lot of dudes in the manosphere, why are you over there giving them the view count? Why are you getting on the panel, sitting up there? Every time you do a show talking about certain people in these spaces, whether it be any space, just say the least, you're actually promoting their channel for them. So when they get those super chats, they should be sending you money because you trying to troll and in return, you giving them more clout. I mean, what's his name? Grandmaster Troll. Shout out to him. Hey, I think a lot of people would have never knew who Ed and a lot of people was if it weren't for him doing his channel. Hey, Baller X. Baller X be throwing a lot of people under the bus, but if you really see it, he promoted channels as well. So it's like the entertainment news, Like I said, the trolling is at all time high. It's crazy. I laugh. I get a kick out the troll. I get a kick out of people going at each other online. But I also, like I said, man, I go to channels that I can learn information uh, on the spot. I was over there last night, and I've been going over there a lot recently. I think I got her from K Business Podcast channel. Um, Great channel. Be over there, current event stuff, um, the market, as far as getting money, making money. A lot of channels I go on. K. The crazy part with K was K had a channel one week. I mean, he had a live one week when he was talking about having a business, starting up a business, what type of contracts you can get from the government and stuff. It went from doing that to say, man, let me change it up. He threw Manosphere in the title. He got like 43 people over there. Like hot topics. I mean, one dude I was talking with him, someone I ain't gonna really say their name. That's what they do every other morning. They get up, they go see what's trending, and they do videos on what's trending from Google and Yahoo. So even with what his name, Twitter, what's trending on Twitter right now. That's what a lot of people go and get their topics for. A lot of people start off their week by the stuff what happened on Monday. Promoting these channels, man. It's big business, making money. You just got to be in the business of knowing what you're doing and knowing what you're promoting and stop, being out here with this crazy stuff, man. Because in the end, who are you helping? Who are you actually working with that's doing all this crazy stuff that's supposed to be helping? I don't see too many people channels are booming like that by the beef. Because once you start with the beef and the trolling, you got to keep it going. And hats off to some people, man. They good at what they do with the trolling. But other than that, like, bruh, if it weren't for the trolling, your channel would suck. Nobody would be there. So the same way you come in the door, you got to keep it going. That's why I try not to never really be about a trolling channel because, man, there's only so much jokes and craziness I can come down on people. Eventually, I'm gonna get tired of it, you know. And some people should be tired of the stuff they do, but hey, who talking? But yeah, man, I'm gonna jump off of here. Shout out to everybody that came through. You know, when it's all said and done, man, hey, we gotta do better, bro. Like a lot of this stuff be so crazy, man. I ain't got time for a lot of these beefs. Man, I'm outside living life, taking care of the family, doing what needs to be done. Like just dude. And but they back chat warriors, a lot of the back chat warriors crazy, man. That's all I got to say. A lot of the back chat warriors crazy. And I be hearing so many crazy stuff, man. I stay to myself. That's why you see me when I put them clouds, I be in the bushes with it, man. I be in the bushes with it. But like I say, hey y'all keep trolling. Keep doing what y'all do. Keep making these hits. And I'm gonna laugh, but I'm also get my education because, I always say this and I stand by it. When I get older, I'm gonna be the one that's retired. I see to live to be an older age. Man, I'm outside retired. I ain't got no worries. Man, I ain't out here trying to please nobody. I ain't out here trying to make none of this stuff make sense when it comes to a lot of this stuff that people try to, put on this app. Because in the end, with YouTube, started off as entertainment. You know, um, Gold P always says it best. When it come down to it, I get some wrenches over here. But when it come down to it, me give people wrenches. Trying to give people wrenches on my YouTube. It wasn't coming up, but I get into it later. But at the same time, shout out to everybody that came through. Y'all have a good afternoon and catch you on the next one.